about two schools near the earthquake's epicenter. In one, 1,000 students were trapped when their four-story school building collapsed like a deadly house of cards. The students were teenagers. It was a high school. In the other, the students were much younger. Of the 900 children there, some have been rescued, injured, but alive, but the majority are dead. Their names are on the long and growing list of victims in one of the worst natural disasters to hit China in decades. Many people from the Chinese community in Canada have been trying to reach relatives in places hit by the earthquake. I mean, you only have to put yourself in their shoes to know how difficult that can be. Zhou Heng is one of them. Now, you managed, Zhou Heng, to get through to your family after, many trials in Chengdu. How are they doing?
Actually, they're doing good. I mean, comparing other people. When I first heard the earthquake, it was 8 o'clock yesterday, so I was panicked at the beginning, and right away I started to call them. Of course, no one picked up. My brother didn't pick up the phone, my parents didn't pick up the phone, and neither my grandparents. But however, finally around 11 o'clock, I got in touch with my brother through his cell phone. And what he told me is the whole family is together, and then they are basically stay in the playground of a university because it's safer, because there's no building surround, so they are safe.
Now, why wouldn't they go home? Is it the worry of aftershocks?
Exactly. And some friends told me on the internet, because they can still have access to the internet through wireless connection, they told me that he would be waking up so many times at night because of the aftershock.
Right.
Yeah.
So the trembles continue.
Yeah.
Now, what sort of optimism do they have that they can go back home soon?
No one knows. Yeah, people just prefer staying outside for probably another couple of days.
The rescue efforts continue. We see some pictures that just break your heart about, rescuers working diligently to try to save people. In some cases, they cannot be saved. What kinds of information, communication are you hearing about those rescue efforts?
Actually, everything I can see is from the TV here, and also people would post some images on Chinese community website sort of thing. So that's the information I got from. From my part is I keep contacting my friends in China, but it's just I can't go through. I can't make it go through.
So there is that frustration in trying to get the lines of communication open. Now, Wenchuan is the epicenter of the earthquake. I understand you were there a year ago this time.
Exactly the same time.
Which must sort of have given you a little shiver when you heard that was the epicenter. What was that area like?
It's a small town. I would describe it as a hub, because you may probably know that there is a very popular tourist site, which is like Wenchuan is the center between Chengdu and that tourist site. So I was about to go there, but we have to stop in the middle at Wenchuan, and we have lunch there, and we just visit that city a little bit. I would say it's a town, so it's very small. And the population is a mix of Han nationality and Tibet. And surrounded by mountains. In terms of access, how would you describe it? I would say they have very limited access right now, and although it's a remote area already, so they don't have so many hospitals, I don't believe they have very advanced medical resources. So that's my worry for that area. You
say you've been getting a lot of your information from the television and the pictures that you've been seeing of those rescue efforts. As you watch people being, taken away to hospitals or into ambulances, you just must feel such relief that the people that you know of are safe. But you haven't been able to get in touch with all of your friends, have you?
No, none of them. Only my brother once. Only once. I tried it again this morning. No. Yeah.
What do you think of the Chinese government's response to the situation? There has been international acclaim. What do you think?
From what I know, I would say I'm satisfied with what they're doing now. For example, some companies, like the bigger company universities, they provide tent. For example,